Hi everyone, welcome to my next video. I know I've been using my firewood pile for a backdrop lately, but honestly, the lighting is really good out here. So I tried to do videos on my porch and it just doesn't come out the same. Um, and I just came across something that I had forgotten about, and it's pretty exciting. And it ties into a previous video about being authentic and following our true nature and following our creativity. And I'm going to go back to what I firmly believe that I may not have mentioned is that I think a lot of people are afraid to do that because it's scary to step out of a comfort zone and do something that's a little different or something that's unusual or may not be understood by others. But here's the thing, we don't know until we try it, right? And that's what being authentic is all about and why it's so rewarding. Because if we're constantly worrying about what others think of us, um, what if others are worrying about what we think of them? I mean, how crazy is that, right? And they probably are. Um, and wouldn't it be something if we all just let our guard down and just, you know, showed our true nature? And that's what I swear by, and that's what I will do for the rest of my life because I had to be an imitation person to succeed in business. And let me tell you, it was many, many wasted years that I could have done so many other things. One of which was my creative writing that I never pursued because, first of all, I didn't think I could make any money back then. And being creative in the 80s and the 90s, were I thought it was more acceptable to be a career woman sitting in a cubicle 8 to 10 hours a day. Boy, how wrong was that, right? So what I did was I actually remembered a small poetry book I had written, and I'm astounded because I published it in 2009. And I'm going to use this as an example of how I just did something completely on my own, which is what I'm doing with this channel also. But I've always been deeply committed to being positive, and one day I'll explain more why I'm that way. And I believe when I publish my book, There Is a Something, it's going to reveal that because I feel a very strong positive energy, and I have since I was 3 years old. And it's absolutely wonderful, and it's never ending. And the more I utilize it, the more I receive. And by utilizing it, I mean giving it away. And that's why, one reason why I love this channel, because the more inspiring videos I make, uh, the more um, the more I want to do. So I wanted to share a little poetry book that I wrote back in 2009. I have no degree in writing at all, have not studied any poets, did not want to be like anybody else, just had my own simple style and wanted to use nature as the driving force for inspiration. So, what I did was I created a little book. It's called Nature's Inspirations, and the subtitle is A Collection of Original and Uplifting Messages in Poetry. Now, this is kind of funny. You'll get a kick out of it. This cover I took when I stopped my truck at a red light, and I looked over to my right and I noticed this beautiful field with all this goldenrod, I believe it's called. So I jumped out of my truck with my camera, left it running, took this picture, and jumped in back in my truck before the light turned green. And this was my cover. And so what I did was I made a book, full color photos. There's about 50 poems in all. And I went to a local craft fair, set up a little table with an umbrella, and was sold out by noon. And so I was really excited about that. And when it became Christmas, I decided to print some more. and I went to a local bookstore, which unfortunately is no longer there. I think bookstores are getting phased out now that ebooks are so popular. But I took a bunch and I put them in a little wicker basket, and I put a little bow on the top, and I stuck a price of $12 on every single little book. It does cost me $10 to print them. Color printing is extremely expensive. But this was all in fun, and I went down to that nearby store in New Hampshire where I used to live, and I asked them if I could put my pile of little books in a basket on their counter and see what happens. And of course, they would get a percentage of what I sold. So they said, yeah, sure, why not? Well, they called me 2 days later and they said, Barbara, we need some more books. We sold them all. so the moral of the story is um, follow what brings you joy. Don't overthink it. Don't think that you will have any idea what will happen, because you don't unless you do it. And it could have failed. It could have absolutely flopped, but it didn't. And so I ended up not selling anymore due to the cost of printing this. And for a short time after, I was making them by hand. I would get all the photos from Walmart and stuff them in those little clear plastic photo books. And I sold them that way at more craft stores. But it was extremely labor intensive and very tiring. And I just stopped doing it. So now that I have this channel and my other books are selling, and I'm sorry, I'm still working on There Is a Something, but it's going to give you a very clear indication of more about who I am and why I'm so positive. And it's pretty intense. And I'm almost done. I swear, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with it. But in any event, I would like to share a couple of my poems. And I've always been very positive, even when things looked extremely bleak for me. And the reason why I have always been this way was because I never had anyone helping me. Yet I did, but I'm not going to tell you in this video who that is. You'll read about it in the book. But I wanted to share this positive energy that I get flowing through me, and share it with the world. And I chose to do it with this poetry book. So my theory was to ride my horse, Bambi, and bring my camera and take pictures of all the beautiful scenery in New Hampshire, and write poetry about all the natural wonders as I rode past. Her name was Bambi, and unfortunately I had to find her a new home. It was very hard for me to lose my farm, but anyway, I did. And so what I wrote was, a walk with nature surrounds us with inspiring messages. All we need to do is listen. And this was the analogy with my horse listening. And so what I have here is, I'm going to read you one of my favorite poems. And it was written in fun, yet with a profound meaning for each one. And my goal was to reveal how the simplicity in nature really has important, powerful messages for us if we just slow down and pay attention. And that was the driving force behind my book. And I believe that's why my book was so darn popular. And it surprised me. I didn't think I would sell them all. So I'm going to show you the picture and read you the poem on the back. Now this is a morning glory. And I rode my horse past this old farmhouse. And I was captivated by this because this morning glory was growing next to this dead tree stump, right? Well, how the heck do you get a poem from that? Well, I did. so I'm going to hold this up while I read it, and I hope you enjoy my poem. I call it Celebrate Life. Now, this is the morning glory speaking, because to me, nature speaks. Nature has its own language. Was it by chance I grew here, or was it meant to be? With my glorious colors I live near, in memory of you as a tree. I celebrate the life you once had, as proud as any friend can show. My blossoms smile that I'm so glad it was you I was able to know. I will not be choosing sorrow to spend the rest of my time, for it could very well be tomorrow, the last day of life is mine. Until then, I'll treasure the sun's kiss, the warmth of its rays on my leaves, and not grieve over those whom I do miss, because the future nobody sees. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll read you another short one. And this was taken out my backyard. And of course, in New England, we have amazing fall foliage. It's quite brilliant. And again, nature speaks to me. It really does in its own way. And I can just look at something and get a message from it. And so I took this picture. This was a tree in my backyard. Um, 2009, years and years ago. And this is the leaf talking. But the analogy is this is all of us speaking. So my poem is called Just a Leaf, or, just a life. Please notice me before I'm gone. My brilliant beauty won't last long. My colors are bold against the sky, quite gorgeous, I'm told, before I die. Tell me not a sad goodbye, my fate to rot. Don't question why. No tears for me. Spare me your grief, because you see, I'm just a leaf. Now, this might mean different things to you, but this is all of us because we all want to be noticed and we all want to be bright and colorful and make an impact before we're no longer here. And that was the analogy that I gave the leaves. So I'm so glad I thought of this book. I actually only had one left, and I somehow managed to keep it all these years. So I think what I'm going to do, if any of you are interested, or I'm just going to revitalize it and see if I can republish it on Kindle KDP. The only problem is I think it's become very costly to download color ebooks. And of course, the pictures have to be in color, else it just won't have the same impact. And I don't want to do them in black and white because it just won't have the same energy level. And I might even write a few more poems and make it a little bigger. As for the paperback, that would be probably too cost prohibitive for anyone to buy. But what the heck, I might do it anyway and see what happens. But I think that's the best way to do it. It's too difficult for me to make them all by hand. But I'm going to see what the options are to do that in case any of you would like to buy them directly from me. And I could definitely reuse the same printer and do it this way again. But I would probably have to price them in the $12 range in order to sell them. And if anyone was willing to spend that much, I would really have to justify the cost. So I hope you enjoyed my poems. But the overall theme of this video is I had no idea if anyone would like my poetry. I have no training. I have no degree in writing. I have no knowledge of different styles or formats, but I didn't want to know. I wanted to do it my own way, and I wanted it to be purely from my own heart, in my own way, with my own pictures. And clearly, it had meaning for people, and I love thinking that my books are somewhere out there in the world. So please let me know if you'd like for me to reprint this and make them available. And heck, I might even write some more poems and see what happens with it. So take a chance, be yourself, be creative. Don't worry what others think, because everybody else is probably worried about what you think. And what a way to live, huh? Just be yourself, try something new, or do that thing that you've been thinking about but have been afraid to, and just do it and see what happens. You might be amazed. Thanks, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day.